Spoiler alert!
Welcome to Spoiler Alert. I'm Ryan, and today we are going to talk about Basic White Girls Avengers Endgame, Wicked for Good. And joining me today is an actress and model. Please say hello to Brianna Basille. Brianna, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh goodness, where to start? Let's see. I'm 29, born and raised, still live in Monroe, Michigan. I am very active in community theater groups throughout, Southeast Michigan, Northeast Ohio. I've been in more than I can count plays, musicals, all of community aspects. I haven't done anything too professional. I've been involved in some indie films. I do a little bit of modeling here and there. I have a 5-year-old daughter, um, a husband that I've been with for almost 10 years now. And I freaking love all things musical theater, especially Wicked. Wicked's my favorite.
Alrighty. My first experience with Wicked is the movie. I've never seen the musical in its entirety. And
How fun.
in fact, I made it a point. In fact, I made it a point to not watch the musical until I saw the entirety of the film. And I know I'm shooting myself in the foot by saying that, but
Yeah, that's uh that's interesting. I was just mentioning to a friend, there's an entire generation out there now that have no idea, what the musical entails, are only going to know Wicked through the movies. And I definitely have some mixed feelings about that.
yeah, yeah, my nieces and my sister-in-law are obsessed with Wicked. And my thoughts on the first film, Wicked Part 1, I dug the hell out of it. I felt it was a little padded in the middle, but if I were drunk like a year or so ago and I only saw the first or third act, you could convince me it's one of the greatest films ever made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I can see that.
Because I love the Defying Gravity. I love how 80s PG both of these films are. Like,
Mm-hmm.
they go dark. And I appreciate PG films that go dark because PG nowadays is the new G.
Mm-hmm.
Even Wicked stands will tell you that Wicked is a notoriously top heavy musical. Everybody says Act 2 shits the bed. Even if you're like the die-hardest, wickedest stan ever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you would feel about that?
Um, Not exactly. I will, I give credit to all those people who say that that the first half, Broadway musical and the first movie are very like top heavy. Like they, all, the good songs are there, the really good character development is there. But I'm gonna almost compare it to I don't know if you're familiar with all the Harry Potter films. I hope you are.
I've seen
Um,
bits and pieces, but I
like
know enough.
Yeah, so like the first three-ish movies are pretty light and fluffy, and I mean, yeah, there are some dark moments, but you really don't see that full-on darkness set in until about the fourth film, and then from there on it just gets darker. And I really liked that progression, because it was accurate to the books. Like the books got darker as you read them. Um, I want to throw out that I also have read the Wicked books by Gregory Maguire. Um, so it
That
was,
just more or less makes you the perfect person to join me on this.
yeah. And if we want to start talking about the books as well, then that's probably a whole other show
Yeah, the
because
books are notoriously R-rated, if I remember correctly.
yes, 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 they are. And the Broadway musical and the movie completely off the rails if you're comparing it to the books. I mean, the storyline, the political aspect is still there. But yeah, if they, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to them making a book version for a movie, like if they actually followed the book, I'd be all for that because I loved it. But
Oh,
uh,
Universal's gonna find a way after this weekend when it made 150 million domestic.
oh yeah, either that or HBO is gonna pick it up and make a series. So
Yeah, they're gonna find some way to keep the Wicked train going. I
yeah,
mean, they're selling Wicked everything. Wicked cereal, Wicked Swiffers, Wicked condoms, Wicked Astroglide.
oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna keep this train running. And I like that Bowen Yang just straight away shot down a Wicked Part 3. He's like, no, we're leaving it at 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to. I mean, you've hit all your points. The story has been told. All that's left to do now is to recreate a Wizard of Oz following, the characters that we've seen in Wicked. That's really the only thing they could do without
Yeah.
completely destroying it. Like I have a feeling if they tried to do a third one, they're gonna lose money so fast.
Oh, yeah. I am centrist trash on Wicked for Good. I thought it was just okay.
I actually agree with you.
I'm going to deliver a controversial opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked should have been one 3 hour plus movie. People will go to see a 3 hour plus movie if they feel it's worth it. Case in point, Titanic, the Avatar movies, Avengers Endgame, Oppenheimer, Wolf of Wall Street. Hell, the 70mm IMAX screenings of Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey are already sold out. And that's rumored to
Exactly.
be 3.5 hours long. So
Mm-hmm.
people are going to sit there for 3.5 hours in film IMAX 70mm because that film's going to be shot entirely in IMAX.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. I no, I agree with you. I mean even the Broadway musical is with the intermission, it's 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, the
That
exact runtime of the first film.
right, yeah. So but my when people mention that, the runtime comparison, with Broadway musicals, with live theater, there is only so much you can accomplish. And yes, with technology of constantly evolving and all of that, theater is getting really crafty with implementing things that are usually only used for film. And I just think being able to take something that a lot of people, know, the musical Wicked, and turn it into a movie, you've opened up so many doors of being able to add things that you wouldn't get away with adding into the musical. And I'm not even talking about the new songs. The new songs can just, go F themselves because I hated
Yeah,
both of them.
the new songs were basically written because they needed Oscar nominations, and even then, Golden is going to sweep from
Oh,
taking
yeah,
the
no. That's a whole other conversation. I could talk about that all day.
Oh, we'll get to that when we get to that. And but what I was saying with the 3 hour movie, 1 3 hour
Mhm.
movie, I'd rather focus on building on and improving the second act, which is what everybody has a problem. I'd like to
Right.
flesh out Fiero and Alphabet's relationship more. I'd like to flesh out the characters a little bit more. Like, you could
Mhm.
make a 3 hour plus entertaining S tier movie musical. Because some of the best movie musicals are like either close to or at 3 hours. Like The
Right.
Sound of Music, your West Side Stories, all those kind of movies.
Mhm. Yep.
But let's get to the movie at hand.
All right.
I like that this starts off with animals building the Yellow Brick Road. This
Mhm.
is building on something I wish it kind of explored more. It gets touched on, but it never really gets explored because I was like, oh, okay, we're going 80s PG straight out of the gate. All right.
Yeah, I mean, opening it up like that, no pun intended, it's really, laying the brickwork for the political aspects of the film. Um, showing, that the animals haven't completely lost their humanity, um, but that's the direction that it's going. So I think it was just a way to elaborate on. hey, they haven't stopped taking away the rights of animals, and that's still, you know, why Alphaba is pursuing the downfall of the wizard is just because, um, that was her focus from the beginning is, I care for the animals. Animals have just a right to do what we do throughout Oz. And now I'm watching them become literal slaves to Ozians, and this isn't cool. So I actually thought it was a pretty good punch to start it off like that. Just be like, oh wow, things have not gotten better, they're getting worse. And I understand why Alphaba is pissed.
Yeah, and Alphaba arrives, rescues them, and then we pause for a cynical applause pop shot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand cynical applause pop shots where it's
No.
just like they're right in the middle of action, and then they all of a sudden have time to stop for a pose for applause. Like you see this in more recently in Captain America: Brave New World. Captain
Mm-hmm.
America's getting shot at. It's somehow he has time to do a quick kick flip and stand for applause. I hate that shit so goddamn much. And I
Yeah.
get it for like stage performances, but when it's in a movie, it takes me out.
Mm-hmm. No, I completely agree. It's like, you know, during the musical, specifically for Wicked, in the first act, when um when they at the end of like the Welcome to Shiz song or whatever, Glinda rides out, or Galinda, my bad, rolls out on a pile of suitcases to finish off the song, and every time I've seen that live, people start clapping for her, and I'm just like, why? This isn't necessary. We knew she was coming. We all know that she has to be on stage at some point, so why are we doing this?
Yes. And me personally, I feel an applause pop should naturally be earned. One prime example of this, and this is kind of an applause pop, is in
Hmm.
Spider-Man No Way Home when Andrew Garfield enters. He kind of stops
Yes.
in, it's like partial partial hold for applause, but it feels natural to the character, like, where the fuck am I?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. No, that's probably one of the few that I will recognize as being somewhat appropriate, definitely.
Yeah, that's one of those cynical applause pop shots that actually works.
Sorry, I have two very needy cats, and when the door is closed, problems start. So,
Yeah, I have a half Chihuahua, half Terrier, and Butters. So Butters is super chill right now. He's
yeah.
chilling out. He's 14 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about the opening song, Every Day More Wicked. And this song fucks. The first minute of this song has been playing in my head in a nonstop loop. I love how the drop D power chords that start the song up. Dun, 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 dun. Every day more wicked. And I'm
Oh, yeah.
fuck yes, yes, this is so fucking cool. Then
Mm-hmm.
Michelle Yeoh sings. Wicked for Good can best be described as the everyday for Wicked number, where it's a number that has peaks and valleys. Just
Mm-hmm.
constant peaks and valleys throughout
Right. Right.
it.
No,
And
I think, I honestly believe that casting Michelle in that role was just to put a big name into it.
exactly,
I
especially
would have.
given she was the Oscar winner for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It was a historic
Right.
win too.
Right. And but I mean, I'm a harsh critic when it comes to vocals, and anytime I knew she was about to sing, I cringed. I cringed.
Yeah, and even then, Yo herself questioned why she was asked to be in this film, as she said she couldn't sing.
Right.
I felt like this should have been somebody like Patti LuPone, someone from the old guard of Broadway,
Oh my gosh. I probably would
someone
have
who
like
could do
flipped
that
my
evil
shit if it was
character.
Patty LaPone. If it was Patty, oh yeah, I probably would have clapped.
Especially given current events involving Patti LuPone.
Oh, it would have been perfect. I mean, like, with the political aspects of the movie, she would have fit right in.
Yeah, during this number, there's actually an example of an earned applause pop. The popular reprise during Every Day is Wicked, or whatever it's called.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I felt that was naturally earned
Yes.
because it just comes right in. You know to clap because it's Ariana Grande's first real scene in the film.
Mm-hmm.
And then Bowen Yang is in this for like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yep.
Uh,
Which is funny. Like I adored his character. I mean, it's not his character is not necessary by any means, but it just added that little bit of, comedic relief.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Even though he's playing Bowen Yang in both films, it works. I
Oh
never
yeah.
felt like I was like he's just playing Bowen Yang. For this
Hmm.
instance, it does work for the character.
Yes, I agree.
And I do like how they're establishing Glinda as the de facto mouthpiece for Oz. And then they're
Hmm.
pitching ideas like we should trademark the word good. And then she gets her bubble, in which it's just a vehicle with a button that activates due to Glinda not having any magical power.
Hmm.
And then I like what Man Morrible says the wand really sells it.
Hmm.
And that's the
Yeah.
good thing. I don't hate Michelle Yeoh in this role. It's just that it feels off.
Hmm. I appreciated her attitude towards Glinda, especially in the second film. Like you could tell that she did not want to spend any time with her. She was constantly annoyed by her, which is something you don't get to see in the musical unless you're in the front row. Like those facial reactions are really what sell the characters sometimes. And I was cracking up every time Michelle was rolling her eyes or just like he's got to be the dumbest person I've ever met in my life. Like that made it for me, but vocally, yeah, not my first choice, but in terms of acting the character, it
Yeah,
was spot on.
like the facial acting's fine. It's just that some of the cadences she has in her lines just feel off. Like I'm not like everybody on Letterboxd who hates her because everyone on Letterboxd hates everything everywhere all at once all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, no, fuck that. It's one of the best films of the 21st century.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
It's going to be the first Modern Criterion Collection entry when I get around to that again.
Good.
And and I like how it cuts to Glinda's childhood, in which she gets a wand and she can't do magic, but she passes it off with her charm, and then she lies
Mhm.
about creating a rainbow. I thought that was a really interesting scene. I like how they build on Glinda more in this one.
Well, I think it's because, like I said, when you're doing a show live theater on Broadway, you have so much time and so much space and so much material that you can work with. But when you get the opportunity to present it as a film, you get to do stuff like that. So I agree that was one of the newer things in the movie that I really appreciated because I think people who go see the musical, they kind of come out with a bad taste in their mouth regarding Glinda, and she's not a bad person. Did she make some mistakes? Duh. I mean, everybody in that movie made mistakes, but people who go to see the musical will walk out and say, "Oh, well, she was just a really bad friend, and she lied a lot, and I don't think she truly realizes what she did wrong." Where seeing those flashbacks of younger Glinda in the movie really put into perspective that she knows what she's done. She knows that she's lying, and she knows it's not right. But it's like, what is it? I'm just trying to find a certain word to describe the situation. It's like a red herring. Like,
Right,
you
right.
like it's just the prophecy of, oh, this is how, this all got started in her head of how she wanted to do magic, but she had to lie in the process so young, and then it's just like, oh, history's repeating itself here, but during a more serious situation.
And with Couldn't Be Happier, I'm just gonna say it. Ariana Grande's coming for that Oscar she should have won this year.
Oh, I agree. That high G at the very end is like,
Yeah.
oh, it's one of my favorite moments, even in the Broadway show. Like I know it's coming, and I just instant goosebumps.
As a side note, I fucking hate Amelia Perez. Zoe,
Yeah.
Zoe Saldana only got that Oscar for Amelia Perez because Hollywood wanted to thank her for the billions of dollars she helped make through Disney.
Oh
That
yeah.
Oscar should have went to Grande.
I agree. I agree. And before she did Wicked, I was not an Ariana fan at all. Like I would listen to her if she came on the radio. She has some bops, but up until Wicked, I was like, she just sounds like another pop star to me. But seeing her in this role and seeing how she has grown vocally and emotionally, I'm blown away. I'm a huge fan now.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I loved Ariana Grande in both films. Like, she's the
Mhm.
strongest performance in both of these films.
Yes, I feel like she has the most improvement. Like I know people are like, "Oh, well, I'm not watching the film to see improvement in the actress," but I'm like, "I am. I love to see that."
Yeah, for example, earlier this year, I watched Hurry Up Tomorrow, the weekend's vanity project. It is
Mhm.
one of the best comedies of the year.
Oh my
I
god.
I sat in there with like three other people, and we were laughing our asses off. Uh, and he isn't even trying to perform it. Shut up!
Yeah.
That's something that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm like laughing my dick off. I'm like, ah, just give up on the acting thing.
Yeah, like just walk away right now.
And meanwhile, you have Ariana Grande, who busted her ass on this role, like perfected these songs, nailed the
Mhm.
choreography, has great comedic timing, to the point where I would want to see a movie that stars her,
Mhm.
even if it's like a fictitious version of herself, like in Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Right. Right. No, I agree. I'd love to see her in more. I think I think I read somewhere in like a recent article from one of the premieres that she attended that she doesn't really intend to do any more acting. Like she's doing her I think it's like her farewell tour. She's doing a tour this next year for her
She's
music.
actually going to be in the new Meet the Parents movie next year.
That's perfect for her. I did not know that.
Yeah, she's apparently gonna play Greg Focker's son's fiance or something like that.
Oh my gosh. Oh
And I
my
saw that, I was
gosh.
like, okay, I go on. You have me interested.
Oh no, I will definitely be there because I love those movies so much, and yeah, her personality and the comedic timing is gonna be perfect for that. So
All right, and then you get to Madame Morrible's terrible exposition dump introducing Fiero. It's right up there with "This is Katana" line from Suicide Squad,
yeah,
and she
oh my
says something
gosh,
to the effect of, "This is Fiero. He's going to take down the Wicked Witch," or some shit like that. It's like a
yeah,
really long, drawn out exposition dump.
yeah, it's not very believable either.
And
Like I don't think
not
you
trying
already
to
know what
dunk
you're
on
saying.
Michelle Yo. I am not trying to dunk on Michelle Yo, but my God, I just
Hmm.
wanted someone else in this part. And
Yeah, yeah, me too.
and while we're at it, I got so fed up with the word clock tick.
Hmm.
It just got
Wait,
grating after a
wait,
while.
just a clock tick.
Just say second. That it
Yeah,
sounds grating on my soul. And
yeah.
like I said, we talked about Grande, but I really like Cynthia Erivo and Jonathan Bailey here. They're both
Hmm.
excellent as Elphaba and Fiero.
Hmm.
I think Aribo's gonna be the other Oscar play this year.
I hope so. I hope so. I was not excited when I first learned that she would be playing Alphaba. I wasn't. And I went into it with really low expectations. But, I mean, what am I supposed to say? I saw Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth perform it live on Broadway. Like, I saw the OG Alphaba and Glinda. So,
Right, right.
I had really high expectations for this.
Yeah.
But, holy shit, Cynthia blows me away every time she opens her mouth.
And Cynthia Erivo would be good in this role because she was in Bad Times at the El Royale, one of
Mhm.
the most underrated films of the
Mhm.
past few years. It's a great ensemble cast. It has people like Louis Pullman, Chris Hemsworth, Dakota
Mhm.
Johnson.
Oh yeah.
Trixie Arrivo, and she performs a number in there. I'm like, I'd like to see her do something musical. Next thing you know, she's Elphaba.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Good
then
timing there.
and then Glinda pushes an Oz branded button to activate fireworks because we gotta present her as the good witch. And then we get to the Our Wizard Lies in the Sky. And this is one of those instances where John M. Chu, I feel, is cooking.
Oh yeah.
And then Morrible changes it to Oz dies. And again, it's going back to what I talked about with the beginning of the film. Like, it touches on these themes, but they're never fully explored. The animals building the Yellow Brick Road as slave labor, Morrible changing the message as an allegory for propaganda, and the Animal and Munchkin travel ban that comes up as an allegory for immigrants,
Right.
especially right
Right.
now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I actually had a friend reach out to me, um, knowing that I'm a big fan and stuff, and he asked me, he's like, Is is this film political? Like actually political? I'm not just talking about, like Elphaba versus the Wizard political. I mean, like, is there some underlying themes here? And I'm like, yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you do not see the resemblance between the film and things that are going on in real life today, then you're not paying close enough attention, or it must not be, an issue to you because
It's like,
it's
gee,
it's all there.
fucking nice.
Yeah, uh-huh. I'm like, wow, I'd love to be, ignorant to what's going on in the real world. I feel like I'd be a lot less stressed and anxious all the time.
Mm-hmm. And while this is going on, Bach and Nessa have trouble in paradise. And Nessa has become a little bit of a neoliberal, and she signs a law forbidding animals to travel. And
Mhm.
I just gotta say it as a side note. How the fuck did this dweeb get with fucking Ariana Grande? Like, I'm looking at this guy, it's like, fucking how?
All I have to say to that is, have you seen, and I think this is on Paramount, SpongeBob SquarePants the musical?
No, I have not.
If you want a little bit more experience with Ethan Slater, that is where I suggest you go because I can't see him as anything other than SpongeBob.
Oh, wow. So he
hmm
really is that much of a dweeb?
yes,
Holy
actually. And every
shit.
time, yeah. So, yeah, I just opened up that can of worms for you. So that'll be your homework assignment is to go watch SpongeBob SquarePants the musical.
Oh, I will probably do that tonight.
It's actually really cute. Like, if we want to tear apart that one too, we can, but like I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
All right. All right. So anyway, while this is going on, Nessa and Bach break up, and
hmm
when he goes to travel, he's forbidden, as we brought up earlier.
hmm
And I think that's an interesting twist because you're starting to see everyone's dark side come out all at once.
hmm
Whether it's Glinda, like, falling for Morrible's politics, Morrible being a horrible person, Alpha Bub standing in protest with Oz, and now Bach becoming a victim of Nessa's power grab.
hmm
And and again, this is another thing that touch on as you have the animals hiding in the Yellow Brick Road, and Elphaba wants the animals to fight, but they can't. And she dreams of going to the place beyond Oz, which is basically a really cool looking IMAX screensaver.
Oh, yeah, I was gonna mention that as well. Like, yeah, this looks like a cutscene that they took out of, one of the newer Star Wars movies. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking at the very first thing right now, and that's what popped up was MacBook, my MacBook's screensaver.
That's funny. Yeah, they're like, oh, this looks nice. We're just gonna put that on the green screen. Here we go.
There you go. All right. Oh God, it's time to get to the new songs. All right,
Okay,
this
let's do
is
it.
No Place Like Home. And I mean, it's fine, but like I said, it's clearly written to be an Oscar nominee.
Right.
because the surefire nods for Wicked are original song, actress for
Mhm.
Rebo, supporting actress for Grande. Those are the only three I see right off the top of my head.
Mhm.
And even then, Golden is going to ratio all the nominees because
Absolutely.
it's not going to even be close. They want the one-trick singing voices performing that the Oscars.
Yep. Yep. And I mean, rightfully so. I agree. If when that happens, it's probably the right thing. But yeah, No Place Like Home. It just I know they're going for the Oscar, but it just was not necessary. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed getting to hear Cynthia sing some more because who wouldn't? But it just felt like really forced. Like, oh, like we have to put this in here. We have to do this. It didn't. It didn't
It
make a difference
stops the
to the
film
scene. It
dead.
didn't make a difference to the plot. Like it just was there.
Right, and I feel it stops the film dead too.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, oh, I was bored. At that part, I was just sitting there. I was like, oh, I forgot I had popcorn. I guess I'll eat some of this right now.
And then all of a sudden, we get a surprise Coleman Domingo cameo as the Cowardly Lion. And
Yeah.
I didn't know it was him until I saw the credits.
Mm-hmm.
And he only has at most 2 lines in this film. Why couldn't you get a voice actor for this? Like, I could see Phil Lamar playing this character.
Oh, yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah,
absolutely.
someone of that aspect.
Yeah, that would have really changed things up a bit. Yeah, I also the Cowardly Lion. I'm so confused by it because I understand what he's saying. He's saying, "Oh, like I was safe inside the cage and then she let me out, so I'm scared of everything because I was safer in the cage." And I'm like, "Wait a minute. That seems like it would be the other way around. Like
Yeah,
if
it's
you were
such
stuck in
a
the cage
logic.
longer, yeah. It does not make sense to me. Like I could understand the Cowardly Lion being scared because while he was in a cage and some very bright green lady, took him out of the cage and let him go. Yeah, that whole thing sure caused some PTSD, but you wouldn't be mad at the person that saved you, and it just does not make sense.
And that didn't make sense to me either, because I'm sitting here and it just, like I said, feels like circular logic. It just is there to have a conflict and to have the Cowardly Lion there.
Yeah.
Especially when you have the Scarecrow and Tin Man looking practical, and you have like this CGI from 2005 as the Cowardly Lion. And I'm
Yeah.
just sitting here and I'm like, okay, you hired Coleman Domingo to deliver these 2 lines that don't make sense.
Mhm.
And then he
Yeah.
just fucks off and is silent for the rest of the movie.
Yeah. They would have been better off, like I mean, I hate to say it, but keeping the Cowardly Lion silent. Like still showing him like being scared and stuff so that he
Right.
gets the cameo that the other characters get. But it would have been less confusing just having him stay quiet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you have Bach finding out about Glinda's wedding, and Glinda is the love of Bach's life. And then you have Elphaba and Nessa speaking to each other, and Nessa wants to feel beautiful, and Elphaba casts a spell to get her to levitate, complete with the ruby red shoes. And this goes to another problem I have. It seems to want to shoehorn in the MGM film every chance it gets, much to the film's detriment, using the same
Mhm.
iconography, the same plot beats, the same devices. Like, it just didn't work for me. The more it seemed focused on Wizard of Oz and not Wicked was where the film was having me bored.
See, now I'm gonna agree to disagree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Um, only because I mean, even in the Broadway musical, the references to Wizard of Oz are there.
Yeah,
Yes, are they closer because, with cinematography, you can overlap those. It's much easier to do on film. But I felt like the scenes where they were making the Wizard of Oz references, like where Glinda was waving goodbye to Dorothy and she's like, "Bye, Dodo," all that stuff.
yeah.
I felt like that was almost too rushed. Like I almost would have liked just a little sprinkle more, like the end of the Munchkins, you know, dancing around Dorothy and stuff like that. Like I actually would have liked a little bit more because they had the room and the space to do that with it being a film. Now in the musical, it's kind of you only see Dorothy in the Broadway musical at the end where she throws the water. That's it.
Right.
You never see her any other time. She's only referenced using words throughout the musical. So the fact that we actually got to see her was really cool. And I liked that they never showed her face. I like that kept the mystery and almost makes me feel like they do have it in their minds to redo Wizard of Oz.
Right. Right. And that was the thing. That was the thing where I was like, going back to what you said, I like the idea of just showing Dorothy at the end, splashing the water.
Yeah.
Like, that felt more effective to me than just shoehorning in the exact iconography. I mean, it's practically plagiarized from the MGM musical.
Right.
Because it just makes me want to watch the MGM music, not Wicked. As a North Side note, fuck the Spear version of Wizard of Oz. I just watched Be Kind Rewind do a video about the Wizard of Oz at Spear, and she talks about how it's a tiered experience where she ended up paying for the cheap seats, which she sat all the way at the very top. And if you want to like actively participate in the tornado scene while that's going on, you have to pony up dough. And then there's certain scenes cut out, like half an hour of the film's cut out.
Yeah, I
Then
heard
they're
that too.
extending AI and all that. And I first heard about this from a little report I saw on YouTube through CBS Sunday Morning. And then you had Ben Mankiewicz sucking the AI guy's dick and saying, "Oh, this is groundbreaking and revolutionary. Your grandfather wrote fucking Citizen Kane.
Right.
Fuck, dude. You are one of my favorite critics."
Yep. Yep. Yeah, I've seen a couple of videos of people checking out that experience at the Globe, and I'm like, that's gonna be a hard pass for me. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna link that Be Kind Rewind video at the end of this YouTube video. Because this is a video I highly recommend people check out.
Yes, yeah. But I mean, I'm also, as I'm getting older, I'm finding that experiences like that just make me physically ill. So that's just a no for me, anyways.
Right. And even then, you couldn't pay me to go see that at Spear.
No.
Especially with how they tinkered with it. Or how David Zaslav has a 2-second cameo in it.
Oh my God, yeah, that's just ridiculous. Why?
Yeah, I found out about that through the Be Kind Rewind video. That makes me hate it even more.
Oh yeah.
And then we
Yep.
get to the song, and while we're on that topic, we get to the song Girl in the Mirror, and Elba is going to crash the wedding, and then box entry as the Tin Man comes. He becomes a tin cell.
Oh, yep, right on. Oh my gosh. No, I love
He
it.
has no heart.
No, I really liked Box Transformation. I liked that it was dark and I liked that it was scarier and like the fuzziness of the images. Like you could tell what was going on, but you still weren't quite sure. And just the foreshadowing too, like when in the beginning of the scene when he's there, cutting up the firewood and you just see the zoom in on the axe.
Yeah.
And you're like, it's one of those like if you know moments. And no, I loved everything about that scene because
And this is where he's actually good. When he becomes the Tin Man.
exactly, yeah. But in comparison to the musical, all you see is Bach's character fall behind a desk, and then Alphaba helps him up into a chair, and then the chair is like high back, so you can't see him. So you just see Alphaba sit Bach down in the chair and turn the chair away from the audience. And then she does her spell, and then he turns around as the Tin Man in the chair and just gets up and storms off.
Right.
So like getting to see the anger and frustration in the character, I loved everything about it. I thought,
And I love how he was chopping it like he was Jack Torrance in The Shining, getting ready to say, "Here's Johnny." Like,
oh yeah,
you can feel like that subtle Shining homage in there.
oh exactly, no, it was perfect. I loved it.
And that's one of those instances where I feel John M. Chu cooks, is when it gets dark, when it gets intense, where it treats its audience with actual respect.
Oh
And
yeah.
I'm like, there are scenes in this where I'm like, I can't believe this got a PG.
Oh no, I also was wondering. I'm like, huh, why is this PG? Because like my reference to the Harry Potter films earlier, once you got to the fourth film, everything became PG-13 after that.
Right.
So it's like, oh yeah, we have to. This is getting pretty dark. We can't, sugarcoat this anymore. So here's that PG-13 rating that we need.
And then we get to the actual wedding, and Madame Morrible saying this is more than just a wedding, it's a coronation for hope itself. And she's getting ready for the wedding. And then Elphaba shows up and has an awkward exchange with Glinda. And then they decide to go visit the wizard. And Elphaba
Mhm.
wants to go alone.
Mhm.
And when they do see the wizard, Elphaba wants the wizard to reveal he has no power. And then we get to Wonderful. And I I thought this was a cute little number. Like, this is kind of like the Shapoopy of the musical.
Yep. Mhm.
But at the same time, though, in the first film, the wizard is a three-dimensional character. Jack Goldblum was genuinely intimidating in that film.
Oh
In,
yes, 100%.
in like, he was acting like he was in Death Wish 1974. If you know,
Mhm.
you know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And in Wicked for Good, he's playing Jeff Goldblum. It
Mhm.
just didn't work for me. I kind of like the menace Jeff Goldblum brought to that character.
But I think there's a reason for it. I think in the first film, because we're just meeting all these characters. We're meeting Alphaba, we're meeting Glinda, and we're also just meeting the wizard. The act that he's putting on isn't just for the characters, it's for us too.
Yeah.
He's trying to be intimidating. But I think once we get to the end of Wicked Part 1 and we see, the bullshit he's trying to the shit that's hitting the fan and the bullshit he's trying to stir up, he can drop that act for the second one and just play himself because like he said, she's like, I wanna I want you to go out there and tell everybody that you're a fake and you have no real power. He goes, okay, I could do that, but no one's gonna believe me. It doesn't matter. People just want something to believe in and they're not going to believe me because, well, they believe me up to this point and they don't like change. So sucks to suck. So I think him playing himself works with the plot
Right.
because he doesn't have to be intimidating to us anymore. We already know he's a fraud, and he can just play it off as, oh well, you can say whatever you want, but nobody's gonna believe you. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, I'm not against him playing it as himself. I just wanted him a little bit more cunning out of that. Not just,
And
hi, I'm Jeff Goldblum. I'm here to collect the paycheck. All right,
yeah.
don't miss me in this Xfinity commercial that plays right before the movie.
Yes. But I think also, um, that's where I would have loved to have seen him more talking to like Dorothy and all of them when they come in asking for all the things they want, and he tells them, "Well, I need you to kill the witch." I would have loved to have seen that scene play out a little bit longer to get some more of that. Oh, there he goes trying to be intimidating again, and he is to them because, well, this is the first time
Yeah,
they're meeting him. So
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I would have wanted to see Jeff Goldblum play Jeff Goldblum, is in that
Mhm.
scene. And like you
Right.
said, I wish that scene was longer.
Yep.
And then
I
during the
agree.
wonderful number, Glinda makes a swing with Elphaba's broom, and then you do the Defying Gravity reprise. And I like how in both films, when Elphaba and Glinda are singing together, they are not trying to overpower each other.
Nope. Nope.
They have
Good balance.
they balance each other well.
Mm-hmm.
And I am a singing snob. Like if I hear a tiny bit of autotune in a musical, I fucking hate it.
Yep. Yep. That's why I really hate the Broadway performances that they do during the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade because I know it's all pre-recorded and I'm like, I know it's cold outside, but you do realize it'd sound better if you sung live.
Exactly. Either do it for real or don't do it at all.
Exactly. Or, just if they want to do it that way, why do they have to make the people perform outside? Like keep them inside and just have a camera pan into them performing on stage. It'll be so much better.
Right? Keep them nice and warm. Keep your
Yeah.
actors warm. Elphaba then asks to set the flying monkeys free and for the animals to have freedom. And then Elphaba apologizes to the head monkey. The
Mm-hmm.
monkey reveals the caged animals.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Glinda's wedding. And then Elphaba, while this is going on, he finds she finds Dr. Dillamon, who cannot speak. And the
It's
wizard
like
tries
it's like her final straw. That was
yeah,
that was it. Yep, she
yeah.
cracked.
This is where she becomes the Wicked Witch of the West at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And then the animals charge in during the wedding. And then Elphaba holds up the broom to the wizard's throat and says, "How's it feel to have your voice taken away?" I'm like, oh shit, she is channeling Margaret Hamilton. I fucking love this.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's when you're like, ooh, get it off the bus. But I wanted to point out the difference. I thought the wedding scene was cute. Um, that doesn't happen in the musical. It's assumed that there's going to be a wedding, but Fiyero actually interrupts. Like it would be as if you took out the wedding scene and just had Fiyero running in while Alphaba was threatening the wizard. Like there is no wedding. There's no visual representation of a wedding taking place. It's just you know Elphaba and Glinda and the wizard having their powwow during Wonderful, and then Elphaba's like, you know what? Nope, still don't trust you. And then Fiyero comes in pretending to arrest Elphaba and then turns his gun on the wizard and then they run off together. There's like
Right.
no wedding in the musical, but I liked the wedding. I thought it was a cute little touch.
I did too. Just to have like some sort of conflict going on.
Mm-hmm.
Piero ends up going with Elphaba and dumping Glinda. And
Right.
then we find out about the green bottle Elphaba holds on to because that came from the liquor that the parents drank. And there's a big reveal towards the end of that.
Yep.
And once we get to, and then after all that, once we get to that, we see Glinda telling Morrible spread a rumor about Nessa.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I'm like, oh, okay. This is what I mean when I say Ariana Grande's coming for that Oscar because she can do all these things at once, even be
Mm-hmm.
cold and calculating at that very moment.
Mm-hmm. But I think it's a character development for Glinda because I don't think she would have given out that information had Fiyero not run off with Alpha. It was one of those things of like, I am so hurt in this very moment. This is my moment to be petty.
Right.
Like use her sister. That's how you're gonna get her. Use her sister. And I'm sure as soon as she said, like you can almost see it on her face. As soon as she says it, she regrets it. She's like, I probably should not have just revealed that tidbit of information, but I'm really mad right now. And then you see that in the I'm not that girl reprise,
Right.
which no matter who sings it, no matter where you hear that, is just heartbreaking because even though, it's like you're on the fence. You're like, oh yeah, like we know there's been tension between Alphaba and Fiyero this entire time. Can't wait for that to develop. but at the same time, Glinda has literally had zero idea that they had feelings for each other. So she's in complete shock. And to see that switch of, oh, I'm actually not getting what I want for once is heartbreaking.
And then Elphaba and Fiero have a very PG-rated love scene, which this morning while I was at work, I was reading about some Christian influencer who had to take her kids out over said PG-rated love scene. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I'm gonna take my 5-year-old daughter to see it, and I have no issues. I'm sorry, but what you witness in that scene is literally like me and my husband kissing in front of my daughter. She's seen it, she's been around it, like she's not gonna be offended, she's not gonna start asking all the, questions, trying to figure out what's going on. Like there is nothing wrong with that love scene, if that's what we're gonna call it.
Yeah, and I was just like, get your head out of your ass. It's just a fucking movie.
Right. I'm like, oh darn, we get to see a couple sculpted biceps and a pec muscle. Darn, that's so
Oh
soulless.
no.
Oh man,
Oh
she's
no, a
wearing
bare shoulder.
yeah, an oversized, animal knitted cardigan that looks like it's been sitting in your grandma's closet for 12 years and just falling to pieces. Oh no.
Oh, gotta get that hot, sexy cardigan action going right now.
It's like
Oh, put that
the
Mr.
class.
Rogers in me.
Yeah. Yes. It's like the grandma's moo theory. It's like, oh wow, this is grandma wore this all the time, and she had how many kids? So something worked.
Right?
Well,
Fiero says you're beautiful, and Elphaba says you don't have to lie to me. Because that's a little touch I like. Because sometimes you just feel ugly, you just feel like you're worthless, you're never gonna have anyone to call your own.
right.
And then they sing As Long as You're Mine.
Which is
And
one of my favorite songs in any Broadway musical show ever.
yeah. And again, there's this fantastic harmony between Cynthia Erivo and Jonathan Bailey. They're playing off of each other well. And again, it doesn't feel like they're trying to oversing each other. They're
No.
on the same wavelength.
Yeah, they're playing it very, very intimate. Like it's not supposed to be this belty off the charts number. It's supposed to be more personal between the two of them. And another argument I got into somebody regarding that scene was, oh well, it's so slow, like they hardly touch each other and all this other nonsense. And I'm like, you do realize that this is probably the first moment they've been alone. Like,
Right.
and other than letting the lion go in the woods, this is the first time they're alone together. I'm sorry, but first time you're alone with somebody that you really like, you're not gonna just be all like, you know, flop and spit right off the bat. You're gonna take things slow and make sure, everybody's comfortable. And I really liked how they played that out. I liked that it was PG because it felt personal and it felt intimate. And I'm tired of people complaining, oh well it should have been more. I'm like, this isn't, 50
Yeah.
Shades of Green
Little
over
kids
here.
are going to see this. Like I said,
Right.
there's like 400 plus movie tie-ins with this movie alone.
Right.
Like, you can't exactly go PG-13 with this.
No.
Because little kids stand this movie. My nieces love this movie to death.
Yeah, my 5-year-old is obsessed, so.
My youngest niece performed popular at a talent show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me and my daughter, we sing. Our favorite is Loathing. We sing Loathing with each other all the time. Like she even knows the harmonies. It's great.
That's awesome. And then Fiero tells Elphaba about their new hideaway, and Elphaba finds out her sister is going to die, and she gets crushed by the house. And again, this is where I love this movie, where it takes chances like this. And then we see Dorothy and Toto go to the wizard, and Glinda mourns Nessa.
And then, like, the comedic highlight of the entire movie. Oh, I just wish like earlier in the film For Good, Alphaba drops that line, "Well, we can't all come and go by bubble."
Yeah.
That is actually said, that is what starts the fight scene originally in the musical. Glinda makes a comment about her riding around on a dusty old broom, and she goes, "Well, we just can't all come and go by bubble," and then they start fighting. It's great.
Yeah, and it's one of the most PG rated slap fights ever. PG rated
Perfect. It's perfect. I love it. And then, like, it shows that I don't think they would actually, like, yeah, they slapped each other, but like they wouldn't actually hurt each other.
Right, right. And then Elphaba gets captured and Fiero rescues her. And Fiero tells her to leave and tells the monkeys to protect her, and Fiero gets captured, which leads into No Good Deed.
Which is the powerhouse of For
Yes,
Good.
exactly. And Cynthia Erivo sells the hell out of this. This is
Oh my
where
god.
she's gonna
Yeah.
get her Oscar nomination.
I was so excited for that song because it is like probably one of my favorite songs in the entire show. Like, I know people favor the music from part one, but like No Good Deed has always been my favorite. Like, I can't listen to it without crying. Like, it's just so powerful. It just hits all the right spots. And I uh I was so excited to hear her sing that song and to add in her runs, add in all that
Yeah.
extra frilly stuff that she likes to do when she sings, and it was perfect. I've had that song on like repeat since I've seen it.
Like,
It's
if I didn't
phenomenal.
pick my intro song already, I'd probably look for like a metal cover of No Good Deed for the intro to the favorite films of 25 video. I already picked the song already. And then you get to her delivery of Fiero, Fiero. And then she just belts it like with her full fucking chest. I can't sing it because I don't have a soprano register. Can't hit that note.
Alphaba's actually a mezzo soprano, so I think you could do it if you practiced.
I love that the scarecrow's in this Jesus Christ pose. I'm like, oh my god! Like, I just wish you made this PG-13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know I
There it is.
contradicted myself a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
there are instances in this film where I just wish it kind of went PG-13.
Absolutely. Yeah, they could have gotten away with a lot more I don't know, like home hitting cinematography moments, like things that like would really last with people if they could have done things differently.
Right.
Mhm.
And then we get to the Dorothy scene, which we already touched on, where again, we both agree we wish this was longer. And
Mhm.
Orable sees this as an opportunity because she's the politician. She's the one pulling the strings.
She's the
And
brains of this whole operation.
yeah, it isn't so much Glinda the Good Witch that's the villain of the 1939 film. In the
Mhm.
behind the scenes, it's Madame Morrible,
Right.
who we never see.
Mm-mm.
Wizardess for the broomstick, as in the Wizard of Oz, whatever source. And then we get to kill the witch. And the townspeople want Elphaba dead. There's a lot of building tension here. And then we get to the other news song, The Girl in the Bubble. It's like the Every Day is Wicked, then Michelle Yeoh sings.
Right.
You have this cool build up, and then contractually obligated Best Original Song nominee.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is not going to be nominated for 10 Oscars.
No. 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 Mm-hmm. I will be surprised if it's nominated for one.
Yeah. Like, if anything, I think Grande is going to be like the safe choice and maybe one of the original songs.
Mm-hmm. No, I didn't feel it was necessary, and I was bored with it. Also, the constant reuse of the, panning into a mirror and then swapping the perspective to make it look like the perspective never changed to begin with. That was like the whole song. They did that probably, I don't know, 5 times.
Yeah. And that's
And I was like, that's overdone.
that's another issue I have with this film. John M. Chu is too scared to shoot a fucking wide shot. Musicals are built on wide shots. Some of the best shots in musicals are wide shots, like the Cool segment in 1961 West Side Story, the Tonight segment in the Spielberg version. The hills are alive with the sound of music.
Get some drones out there, buddy. Yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I mean, I don't know. For Glinda's character, yes, it made sense, but I just did not think like that should have been, in all honesty, I feel like that should have been like, oh, when you can buy the movie on Blu-ray, like this is a bonus feature. Here's a song that only you'll ever get to hear.
Hell, put it on the 4K Steelbook that they're gonna charge $10 more for.
Exactly, yeah.
I finally copped the Tron and Tron Legacy 4Ks today. You have no idea how fucking happy I am right now. Because those
How long did that take you?
It took me 2 months.
Holy
I finally
shit.
found them at decent prices, like the normal retail price, $40 for each of them.
Holy
Because they had upwards of like $70, $100.
Yeah, you probably feel like you stole those.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, thank God I got this for the retail price. I'll gladly take retail at this point. But to the Girl in the Bubble's credit, Grande sells the song.
Yes, emotionally, it was there. Like, but it wasn't very emotional, yeah.
But like you said, it should have just been, here's something on the 4K Steelbook. Because I just ordered one battle after another, like right after I saw it in theaters on 4K from Groove.com. Because the weekend that film was released, the Steelbook was sold out. And then 3 months later, I find out that the special features are going to be on that 4K Steelbook, and it's coming out at a later date. So I, as a physical media collector, am like, oh my fucking God. But at the same time, it's nice to have the movie. It's one of my favorite films of the year.
Right.
And then Glinda gets suspicious of the tornado and finds out Morrible did it, and she admits it. And again, I just wish this was Patti LuPone or somebody in this role. Because I can see Patti LuPone deliver the line, smile, wave, and shut up. Like, in a very dark tone. Whereas Michelle Yeoh is just kind of delivering it normally.
It was almost laughable. Like, I hate to say it, but it was almost like, oh, okay. Like, when you know someone's not being serious, like, they're trying to be serious with you, and you just, it's impossible to take that person serious. So, like, they're threatening you, you're like, okay, yeah, okay, go touch grass. Like,
yeah. Let me reiterate. I jumped for joy when Michelle Yeoh won for Everything Everywhere All at Once at the Opera.
Exactly. It was well deserved.
And here it's just like, why? What happened? What happened to you?
Yep.
And then we get to the scene where Elphaba gets ready to sacrifice herself as she's pouring water into a bucket. And Elphaba asks her to not clear her name. And I like what she says, because they need someone wicked so you can be good. And then she gives Glinda the greenery, and she says, you can't let good just be a word, it has to mean something. And it's like, right here, this scene is really good, and it leads up to Poor Good, which is essentially the penultimate song of the musical.
Yeah, where everybody in the theater should have a designated box of tissues. I agree.
Right. And again, as they perform this, you can feel the genuine emotion of these two as they sing together.
Yes, I loved it.
I'm just gonna say it. They have more romantic chemistry together than Erivo does with Bailey.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that because as I was watching it, me and one of my good friends that I've been friends with since preschool, like my longest friend that I've had, we were seeing them film together the first time I saw it. And while they were doing For Good, all I could think about was poor Dorothy walk down wherever she was going, are these lesbians putting on a whole fucking concert right now?
Right?
Like I'm like as Dorothy, she's down there going. She goes, "Oh, am I getting a free show? But can you guys let me out, please?" Oh no, I loved it. Like they didn't do anything fancy, like cinematography wise during For Good. Like I loved that it was just the focus was on them and the vocals and the words and the emotion, and it was perfect. I love that there wasn't, all this bright, colorful nonsense going on behind them. It just focused on them, and I think that's what made it, it's what it gets us as audience members too, is like when we don't have anything else to focus on, we can really pay attention to what's being said, and that's where it gets everybody.
Right, right. And then Dorothy slays Alphaba as Glinda watches, which is a powerhouse scene in and of itself. And then
It was improvised.
yeah,
That scene
that's
was not supposed
actually
to
interesting.
happen.
And then Dorothy grabs the broom, and the head monkey speaks to Glinda and gives her a green bottle. And it's revealed that the wizard is Alphaba's father. And I kind of
Right.
figured that,
Mm-hmm.
but PH Jeff Goldblum can't scare you. Because
No.
it's like one of the most terrifying usage of de-aging I've ever seen. I mean, he's looking more like 1974 Jeff Goldblum in Death Wish 1974.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it wasn't very good.
And and I hate when de-aging is done bad that it takes me out of it. Like, I don't mind it. It has to be done properly. It has to be done
Exactly.
with the context of the film. For example, like in Ant-Man, I felt like I was watching circa 1987 Michael Douglas when
Mm-hmm.
during that opening scene. The technology is a little wonky, but I feel like I'm watching circa 1987 Michael Douglas.
Right. Yeah.
Whereas in The Irishman, it's like, yeah, yeah, I can see where people are coming with this about how they're attacking people and the cast members are in their 80s, but I still feel like they're playing these characters. It's
Yes.
not taking me out of the movie. I
Yep.
love The Irishman. It's one of my favorite films of the 2010s.
It's great. It's probably I'd put it in like my top 15.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Glinda tells the wizard to leave Oz. And then the wizard leaves Oz, and then Glinda summons the monkeys to take Morble away. And then we get the reprise of the opening number from the first film.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about the ending. And I know I'm probably going to piss you off because you've seen the musical. I hated the happy ending. I am not a fan of the happy ending. And I know that's how the Broadway musical ends.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't okay, so I will say they made the movie happier than the musical, if that
Right.
makes any sense. Like you still see that Alphaba's alive and Alphaba and Fiera leave together, but on stage you see it side by side. Glinda she's flying in her bubble. She's, talking to the Ozians, doing her thing, and then they're singing the For Good reprise. Um, the Because I Knew You, and
Yeah.
Glinda hits those beautiful high notes, and it's just like, ugh. And but then you just see like Alphaba and Fiero like fade into the shadows. It's not like them walking away together, and again, it's kind of like they just fade away. But I didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like the ending of the movie either. Even though it wasn't far off from the musical, I didn't like it. I didn't like them, in the world beyond Oz. I didn't like that. Like they should have just kept that as an idea. Like there's an idea
Right.
that there's a world out there, but you don't have to show it to us. Like leave us hanging. Sometimes we like that.
Exactly. Like, I do like the practical look of Fiero as Scarecrow.
I mean Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah. And then
That
they
was
do
my first
this.
thought. I was like, wow, that makeup's really good. They made him look just like Ryan Reynolds.
Exactly. And then you get this split diopter shot as they sing the For Good reprise. And then it cuts to the whisper of the iconic poster. And
I
What?
lost my shit when they did that and when they made the reference to the original Broadway poster. If I wasn't already sobbing hysterically, that did me in. I crashed out right there.
Yep.
Mhm.
All right. So I'm gonna start with you. Out of 5, what would you give this movie?
5 being the best?
Yes, 5 being the best, 0 being the worst.
Oh goodness. 3.5.
All right, you're at a 3.5. I'm gonna go one
Mhm.
star lower than you. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a 2.5.
Okay.
I did dig the hell. This film will have its diehard fans, but I'm not
Mhm.
one of them.
No,
I did
me neither.
I did dig the hell out of the first movie, but like I said, this should have been like a 3 hour plus movie. There's this
Mhm.
Blu-ray bootlegger on Facebook named Roy Dam who will put together unnecessary cuts of films, such as one he made where he just jammed Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2 together into one movie and called it the Mr. Sandman cut. And it's just like, do we really fucking need that?
Right.
But at the same
That was a
time,
choice.
if there is a fantastic fan edit, like someone like Roy Dam creates a fantastic fan edit of both Wicked movies into one film, I'd be
Mhm.
curious to check that out.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no reason for the Wicked movie as a whole to be 5 hours long.
Mhm.
And when you keep padding it out with, and keep padding it out and padding it out and padding it out, and it's just like, especially with like the original songs they put in there that just didn't fit,
Mhm.
and you have like these dead lulls in both films that just kind of grind the film to a halt. It goes back
Right.
to saying you could have easily made like 1.5 to $2 billion if this were a 3 hour movie. With the marketing
Exactly.
juggernaut you have behind this, behind Wicked for Good alone, you could
Mhm.
make like 1.5 bill easily. And then you
Mhm.
factor in the merchandise and the tie-ins and all that shit.
Yeah.
Universal will be making bank with a capital B.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
No,
instead,
yeah, you know this though that they were it was in the works to make it 2 movies anyways, but it's the idea that the process is drawn out, the opportunity to, you know, make more merchandise and oh, my daughter needs to have the Wicked Part 1 Glinda and Alphaba Barbies. Oh, but wait, they have like 2 more sets with their Wicked for Good outfits that my daughter's going to need. Where if, they all came out together, their sales might not have been as great. So, I mean, it was all a sales tactic.
right, right. It's capitalism at its best.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, capitalism. It always comes back to fucking capitalism.
Yeah, first.
Be sure to like, comment, share, spread the word of New Rums Media. Follow me on all my socials at New Rums Media. Until then, every day the wicked!